You know, there's a Mega Millions drawing that's going to come up on Friday. That's $1.25 billion. $1.25 billion. And yet there are many people on the right that are bitching about the prospect of having to pay 40% in taxes. If you look at the cash value, if you take cash value, it's like $525 billion. Okay, the Republicans are like, what? I got to pay $500 million in taxes off of $1.25 billion? I worked hard for that money. Get the fuck out of here. Really? You spent $10 on a ticket and got lucky that your ticket got drawn, and you act like that you worked so hard that you deserve not to pay taxes on that? Unbelievable. Only in America can motherfuckers believe that the money they make or win is a reflection on their skills as an individual, as opposed to luck. That's what it is when you win the lottery. Fucking luck. But you know what? These motherfuckers are so entitled that they don't want to share. They want to believe that it was them. It was their intelligence. It was their ingenuity that allowed them to win the lottery. Unfucking believable. If I won the lottery, I would have no problem paying 40% taxes. I win $1 billion. I pay 40%. I still got a fucking 600 fucking million. 600 million. What the fuck? How can I blow 600 million? All right? If the rest of the country can benefit from the 400 million, good for them. Good for fucking them. Unbelievable. People are fucking stupid. For real. Or the masses are bitching about paying taxes on getting lucky and winning the lottery in life. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, what's the next thing I'm going to talk about? These ice cream popsicles ain't bad. I've always felt that poor and middle-class white people have had far more in common than poor and middle-class people of other races than they do with rich white people. Rich white people have never given a fuck about poor white people. You study some fucking history, they turn their noses at us. They thumb their noses at people who are poor and middle-class white people. They think they're above us, and that, you know, if we had the talent to be a bit ahead of them, we would have it. But we don't. And you know what? Poor and middle-class white people don't want to rock the boat. Because they genuinely think that someday they're going to be part of the club. Today I was at the poker table playing with a guy. We were talking about the Mega Millions is up to 1.25 billion. And this motherfucker is bitching about having to potentially pay 400 million in taxes on something that he did not win yet. that he's a fucking statistical improbability that he'll ever win. But just in case, he's got to take that position. I mean, that's how fucking stupid people are. Really. And like I said, Joe the fucking plumber. What a douchebag. Motherfucker didn't even have a plumber's license. But he was going to get it. And he made a name for himself by trying to embarrass then Senator Barack Obama for having the audacity to raise taxes on rich people who made over $300 million. And I guess Joe DePalmer thought he was going to make $300 million from his bullshit business. But guess what, guys? Joe the plumber never became Joe the plumber. See some guy that ended up running for Congress and losing off of his fucking catchy name, Joe the plumber. The guy was a fucking fraud. A phony. A piece of shit douchebag. Unbelievable. But not surprising. These people are fucking fascists. That's all they are. They're a bunch of fucking fascist fuckheads. Excuse me, guys. I had a technical difficulty here. Next thing I want to talk about businesses bitching about taxes when 50% of all businesses fail in the first year. That's right. A lot of people don't talk about that, but 50% of all businesses fail in the first year. When they all think they're going to be Apple or Facebook or some successful fuck. And if they become successful, they don't want to pay taxes. We live in a nation that provides the infrastructure, the education system, the police force that protects people. That shit ain't cheap. Not living in a country that provides all the services that protects big business interests, they would not be able to make all that fucking money. Big business is the one that benefits from all this shit. Okay? They benefit. So therefore, you know what? They should pay the fucking taxes. Unfucking believable. You know, a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but luck is a big variable in life. You know, I hear all this talk. You got to put yourself up by the bootstraps. All right? You got to believe in Jesus. You got to work hard. Let me tell you something. You got to be lucky in life. Okay? You got to be lucky in life to come up with an idea at the right time that resonates with the right person in order to take off. History is full of examples of smart people with smart ideas, and for whatever reason, the business never took off, and it floundered. Luck is a big variable in life. Being born with a great voice that can sing and project your voice is luck. Being able to jump out of the gym and dunk a basketball, that's luck. I could have worked my ass off playing basketball when I was growing up. But no matter how hard work that I would ever do would allow me to play in the NBA at an excellent level. It just wasn't in my DNA to do that. And I made my peace with that a long time ago. So hard work matters, yes, but you got to be lucky. Whether you're born with something or that you're in the right place at the right time to come across some information, whatever. And if you are, and you're able to get rich off of it, don't be a dick and not pay taxes. Okay? That shit ain't cool. It ain't cool at all. It really isn't. What's the next thing I want to talk about? Yesterday I came home, had a rough session of playing poker. Nothing, it wasn't huge. I didn't have a huge amount of lust, but it was a struggle. And as soon as I came home, I heard my dog barking. I'm like, oh, fuck. I got to take my dog out. I've been playing poker all day. She's got to go pee. I'm like, fuck. But as soon as I came in the door, and my dog was just so glad to see me. And she jumped up on me and started kissing me. And you know what that did? That took away immediately all the burden I have from being frustrated with my poker session. That shit went away. My dog was glad to see me. And I kissed her and I'm like, I love you too, Stella. And it's like, you know what? I grabbed her harness, I put it on her. I'm like, I'll take you out, girl. No big deal. And I was glad to do it. I didn't even think about driving back from the casino. I was thinking about, fuck, man, these hands are, it was just a frustrating day. I didn't play bad. It's part of poker, okay? But the point is that my dog being so happy to see me put me in such a good fucking mood. And I took her for this 45-minute walk, and she was able to take care of her pee. And I just was able to kind of relax. And you know what? By the time I made it home, I was in a good frame of mind. In a good frame of mind. Now my question to those of you on YouTube is, particularly you females out there, is how many of you, when your man comes home, are you truly glad to see? When he comes home working all day or whatever, do you come up to him and go, hey baby, I'm so glad to see you. Can I give you a hug? Now, let me tell you something. The average guy would be like, damn, baby, that's nice. Thank you, baby. He may have had a hard day at work, but if you come up to him and give him a hug and a kiss and you genuinely let him know that you're glad to see him, all his problems in that day will go the fuck away. Instead, what a guy would do would be like, damn, baby, you want to go out and have dinner? You want to go do something fun? Because let me tell you something. When I came home, it was like, man, oh God, I got to take my dog out for a fucking walk because I know she's going to go pee. Fuck. But when she jumped on me and was so fucking glad to see me, I was like, okay, I got no problem taking her out. It just switched like that. Men want to feel important. We want to feel validated. Okay? And women, you guys have so much power when it comes to that. Validate us. Okay? And a man who feels validated will feel motivated to fucking treat you like a fucking queen. Now, I know that there'll be women out there to be like, well, why don't he come and tell me that he's glad to see me? We've done that. And you know what, ladies? You act like that you didn't hear what we said. So after a while, a man gives up. We're like, you know what? We don't want to be fucking, defeated. So we just give up. We don't want to be rejected. We don't want to be ignored. We give up. And women, you have to blame yourselves for that. Let us know, the men that you are with, let us know that that you are glad to see us come home and you want to know how our day went. Because in return, we'll want to know how your day went. It will feel amazing to us. It'll make us forget how rough the day was, how much of a struggle it was. And we'll be like, you know what? Man, my wife loves me. My girl loves me. What can I do to fucking make her happy in return? Because we're not hard. Men are not hard to please. We aren't. Women go a little bit of a mile with us. We'll go overboard to fucking make their fucking life happy. History has proven this. You know? And I think if women in general would fucking, like, really take a look at that, relationships would be so much better today. I could be wrong, but I really believe that this is the fucking case. It's amazing it took my dog coming home and seeing my dog making me happy for me to realize this dynamic with men and women. But I guess it's better late than never. It really is. The sad thing is that, women are the ones who are picky. They really are. Women are picky. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example. When women shop, they take forever. They'll try on 1,000 different outfits, and they'll either get a couple of things or they won't get anything. I can't find anything I want. All these clothes, none of them resonate with me. Whereas when a man goes shopping, a man will just go, okay, I'll try this on, bam. You know what, I like this, let me get 5 of those, I'm ready to go. Because men, we realize our time is valuable. We don't want to spend 15 fucking hours at the fucking mall. We want to get our shit, and we're pragmatists. We're pragmatic. We know that, hey, this is what we want, give it to us, we're out of Dodge. Because we got other things to do. We do. Women are like that. It is the same way with dating. Women swipe right on dating apps 5% of the time. Whereas men, we swipe right 40% of the time. You know why? Because men are pragmatic. We know that, a guy could be a top 10 guy, but not every female will go for his ass. So we'll lower our standards, and we'll be like, yeah, if she's cute, maybe I can see hooking up with her, blah, blah, blah. So he'll swipe right. Whereas women, they're like, fuck. They'll fucking look at his profile and fucking, with a fine-tooth comb, will fucking find any reason to fucking swipe left on that motherfucker. The stats don't lie. 5% women swipe right only 5% of the time. That should let you know. When I say 10% of the time, it really means 80% of women are literally chasing 5% of the men out there. And the men who are like the high value men, meaning men who are 1, tall, over 6 feet, 2, good looking, 3, make high 6 figures, 4, fit, 5, with some charisma, 6, funny. A man with all 6 of those qualities is considered a high value man. Do you ladies know which percentage of men out there fit that? 1% of 1%. Whereas men, we're not so picky. We're pragmatic. All right? We'll fix, and when I say the average man, I mean the average man. I'm not talking about high value men. High value, well, they can be picky because they're up there. Okay? They have the money. They have the height. They have the good looks. They have the fit body. They have the fucking charisma. They're funny. They know that they are 1% of the 1% and they can be picky. Whereas 80% of women think that they're entitled to a 1% of a 1% man. Meaning that they ignore the rest of us. And yet women bitch about not being able to find a good guy. I can't find a good guy. Where are all the good guys at? Because you live in fantasy land and you think you deserve something that you're never going to get. And I've always said this. Women who are fives, who are at best 5s and 6s in the look departments, believe they deserve high value men. And you know what? You 5s and 6s out there, you ain't getting a high value man. That's just the reality of it. You need to wake up and smell the fucking coffee and realize that, you know what? If you're 5 and 6, then chances are you deserve a man who's also a 5 and a 6. How hard is that to fucking understand? Apparently it is. Or you wouldn't have this problem right now. It's unfucking real. From a personal standpoint, in 2007, I gave up. I dated a lady. She was vice president of Bank of the West, who eventually ended up getting bought out by Chase in like 2007, 2008. And we had a good thing going. Her name was Amanda. I was 35 years old at the time, and I had been in a series of, from my mid-20s to my early 30s to my mid-30s to just a lot of relationships that just wouldn't work out. I mean, we had good sex, but it just eventually we argued, we didn't have much in common, and, lucky for me, I was always the one that was quick to end the relationship, which a lot of women weren't used to. Like, a lot of women like to end things, but me, I always, when I sensed there was trouble in paradise, I got the fuck out of Dodge. Because I just didn't want to be in a situation where I argue with somebody. I'm not trying to fight for a relationship. If you got to fight for a relationship, then you know what? It ain't going to work out. Okay? It just ain't. And so my last relationship I ended in the fall of 2006, or 2017, or excuse me, 2007, when I had a relationship with a young lady named Amanda. And the sex was amazing. I mean, that was a hard thing to give up because she was kind of like a freak between the sheets. But she didn't like football. And you know what? I sacrificed, we started dating in early 2007. And so, like, whether it was college basketball, Major League Baseball, I kind of sacrificed a lot of sporting events that I like to watch. Okay, I remember Tiger Woods had a tournament going on, at the U.S. Open. I didn't watch it that weekend. But I knew that when football season started in September, that there was a chance that this relationship wasn't going to work out. I was going to put my foot down and say, you know what? I'm a big Dallas Cowboy football fan. I love watching football on Sunday. And I was going to tell her, you know what? I've given up all this other stuff in the spring and summer. How about you compromise with me and we watch football together? I love football. I just can't see myself giving up watching the Dallas Cowboys play on Sunday. Well, sure enough, it come around, she started pouting. You love football more than you love me. And I was like, Amanda, there's things that you do that I've done with you I didn't understand. Because Amanda worked for a bank, and she was really big into the Rotary Club, which is kind of like a business-minded, philanthropic organization that had a lot of networking. and she was ambitious. And I was willing to go to these functions with her, and support her on that. But I'm like, Amanda, you know what? How about you watch a football game with me? I'm not one of these guys that be like, I can't watch football with you. Don't talk to me. If you're going to sit there, just don't talk to me. I'm okay with trying to explain it to her. I'm a very passionate fan. I've been following this shit since the fucking early 80s. I had no problem with explaining the history of the rivalries of the game. But she's like sulky, and she just stormed off and said that, you know what, you don't love me. You love football more than you love me. And that's when I realized I had an epiphany. And I said, you know what? And I told her this. I've been a football fan since I was fucking 8 years old. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I look forward to watching them play on every Sunday. I pay for the NFL tickets, so just so I can watch them play on Sunday when they are being shown in the Bay Area market. If you think I'm going to give up football for you, you're out of your fucking mind. And I said, you know what? This ain't going to work. I said, we need to end this. And she got pissed that I had the audacity to break up with her. You don't break up with me. I break up with you. I said, you know what? I'll beat you to the punch. And she left. And I had no problem. That was... Now, I have to be honest with me. The sex was amazing. I mean, because she was a very attractive woman, and she was like I didn't know at the time, but she was kind of like an alpha female, okay? She was vice president of a bank, very assertive, very career-oriented, very ambitious. But when it came to sex, she liked it when a guy liked to take control and be dominant in the bedroom, talk dirty to her, smack her on the ass and, grab her by her neck and just basically treat her like a little slut. But not in a way that really hurt her. Kind of like being kinky in the bedroom, role playing. And I like doing that shit. And then after the sex is over with, then, we laying down and I hold her in my arms and I tell her how fucking wonderful she is. And see, because women who are like alphas, they want that kinky sex. They want a guy to be a fucking pussy in the bed. They want a guy to take control and knows how to fucking give it to them the way they fucking want it. And then when the sex is over with, they want to be reassured that, no, baby, you're not really a slut. I dig you. It's all fun. You're wonderful. And I can play that fucking role. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? I all the times I've had sex with women where I fucking smack them in the ass, pull them by their neck, grab their hair, talk dirty to them. I didn't really feel that way about them. I could role play that and get into it because it's kind of kinky. It's hot. Okay? But when the sex is over with, I'm okay with laying down and just validating her and just like reassuring her that you're not really a slut. Because I never thought that way. What happens in the bedroom stays in the fucking bedroom. And I've always been fucking mature about that. But from 2007, when I ended the fucking dating thing, I still had a number of like friends of benefits that kind of like was all, from the early 2000s until 2007, that kind of continued until like 2015. Like the last one I was with kind of ended in early 2015. I had a lady who was a lawyer that I was fucking around with that, a blonde lady that really kind of liked it. She liked it rough. Probably more rough than I would normally want to be with her. But because she opened up to me and she felt, that she could trust me, I was okay with going there with her. And we had fun. But she ended up finally meeting somebody that she felt like would make a good partner for her long term. And she ended it. I was okay with it. I mean, I was grateful for the fact that I didn't get upset. I was grateful for the fact that, we had sex. We had great sex for a number of years. And, hey, what can I complain? So I thought kind of like when 2015 came around, and I kind of like was like all my other, friends with benefits that ended. I was like, well, shit. Well, and then I got a dog. I got a dog named Stella who's with me right now. She was 3 months old at the time. And I started taking her to the dog park in, late 2015. And then when 2016 rolled around, oh man, if I had known that you could have a puppy that had personality, and if your dog played with another woman's dog, and that was like an open up a window to have a conversation that could lead to some fucking friends with benefit shit, I would have got a dog a long time ago. I'm telling you. I had no idea. But my dog, she loves to play with other dogs. And so when your dog is playing with another female's dog, that gives you the opportunity to talk with her. And you can talk with her about whatever, fun stuff, and kind of like, you can kind of explore kind of like what resonates with her. And it wasn't like, I didn't have success right away. But eventually, because the good thing is you can kind of like talk about current events and stuff. And you can kind of like, push the envelope conversation-wise. And if she doesn't bite, you can kind of pivot and go to the other way. But if she does, then you can kind of like push the envelope a little bit further. And that's kind of what I did. And from 2015 to 2020, I ended up developing 3 friends with benefits. One lady was a fiance who eventually got married, and the other 2 were married ladies who basically, one of them was a hedge fund guy who worked all the time. She loved him, but he didn't dick her right. And she needed a guy that would dick her properly. And I was the guy to do it. Which is like giving, I know I'm not the most handsomest motherfucker around. But like I said, I'm tall. I'm not afraid to talk. I can be funny. And I'm the kind of guy that is safe enough for a woman to let go, let her hair down, and trust me enough that I can fucking dominate her sexually, fuck her like she's a little slut, and then when the sex is over with, I'll hold her in my arms and let her know how wonderful and amazing she is. Because she doesn't want to be beat up. She doesn't want to be violated. But what she wants is to let go and have a real man just fucking grudge fuck her so fucking hard like he wants her. That if she belongs to him, he's going to smack her ass, pull her hair back, grab her neck, talk dirty to her, and just basically have animalistic sex with her. And where she's totally helpless, but at the same time, she knows that she won't get hurt. That's some fucking hot sex right there. And women who are alpha females tend to want sex like that. And from that until 2020, things were good with sex. Like I said, even though I have not had a relationship since 2007, from 2007 to 2020, I got laid a lot. But I will say this, since 2020, when COVID happened, it's been a dry spell. But you know what? I'm 51 years old now, and my days of wanting to chase sex are over with. So, and I'm okay with that. I watch a lot of sports, I play poker, I get enjoyment for other areas in my life. Now, if there was any of you females out there who watch this who kind of like interested in a guy like me to kind of, where you can let your hair down and trust that I can fuck the shit out of you in a way that makes you come and you won't have to worry about your safety, then buzz me, okay? We can talk about it. I'll meet you for a cup of coffee and we can talk about it. But if not, then you know what? I'm okay with it. I've had my fun of sex. I'm not opposed to having more fun, but my days of chasing after it are over with. It's just, it's just not worth the effort, So anyway, I don't know how the fuck I got on this shit. I was trying to talk about Trump and January the 6th, and somehow I got on this shit and talking about me and whatever. But anyway, I hope you guys found this entertaining. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment. And, I'll be happy to kind of, answer your questions. All right, guys, you guys have a good day. And, YouTubers, you guys take care, okay?